Hi there, time for class project. In last lesson you learned about hue and saturation, and now time for apply your skill you learned in last lesson in practical work. So as this is your first class project, so you have to create 4 different image with 4 different shoe color using hue and saturation. This is my output of class project, and here is all the layers, and I have given a PDF and a doc file in our resource section to help you for class project. So let's open the PDF file. Here is the PDF file, and I have a request to you. Once you complete your class project, please do share your work or share your class project with me. Then I can take a look on your output. So you can submit your class project work in project section, or you can comment on the project video, or you can tag me on social media. Okay, so our first class project name is create 4 different image with 4 different shoe color. So at first we have to pick the image, so you can use your own image or you can get a new royalty free image from unsplash.com, or you can practice for class project with the image which I given in exercise file. So at first you just have to pick an image. Okay, then you have to duplicate the background layer for 4 times in layer panel, as you have to create 4 different images. So you have to duplicate the background layer for 4 times in layer panel. So let's take a look on Adobe Photoshop, which I created a simple or as an example of class project. Okay, here is the background layer, and you have to duplicate layer for 4 times. So here is a duplicated layer, here is another, and here is the final one. So I have duplicated 4 new layer from background layer. So you have to do the same things. Okay, then you have to rename the layer. Okay, so rename the layer with color name. Okay, here is my duplicated layers, and I renamed it with the color name. This called green, this called blue, this called pink, and finally this called purple. Okay, then you have to use hue. Use hue for every layer to change shoe color. You can take a look. I have used 4 different hue for 4 color. You can take a look. Here is the purple hue, here is the pink hue, here is the blue hue, and here is the green hue. So you have to use hue for 4 times with 4 different color. Okay, then you have to rename the hue layer. You can take a look. This is the layer for hue and saturation, and I renamed the hue layer with our color of shoes. So you can take a look. Here is the green layer, and I renamed the hue layer in green hue. For blue shoes, I renamed with blue hue. For pink shoes, I renamed with pink hue, and for purple shoes, I renamed with purple hue. And finally, save the image in JPEG format. So you have to save this image in JPEG format, and you have to save images for 4 times, because you have to create 4 different color in these shoes, and you have to save for 4 times. If you are absolutely beginner in the Adobe Photoshop, and if you don't know how to save image in Adobe Photoshop, then you just have to go for file menu, and from there you just have to click save as option, because we have to save this image for 4 times. So therefore you have to use this save as option. So let me click on this save as option. Okay, here is the pop-up for saving your document, and you can take a look. Here is 1 2 3 4. I just saved this shows in JPEG format, and you have to write the file name. So as an example, let me write purple. And you have to make sure that you are using JPEG as save as type. So you have to select it. If you have PSD or PNG or any other format, you have to select the JPEG save as type, and then you have to click save. Then this pop-up will appear, and you have to use the maximum for quality. So let me select the maximum, and you can use the large file in here. Okay, and then you just have to click OK. So let me click OK. Our file is saved, and let me turn off this purple layer and purple hue layer. Let me turn off this two layer, and right now we have the pink shoes. So you have to save this image once again with pink color, and you have to follow the same things. You have to click the file menu, and then you have to click the save as option once again, and you have to save this image with pink name, as this is the pink color of shoes. Okay, then you may have two different output of JPEG format, and let me turn off the pink hue and pink layer. Okay, then you will have this blue color of shoes. So therefore you just have to save this blue color of shoes once again in JPEG format. And finally, let me turn off the blue hue and blue layer. Then we will have the green color of shoes. So you have to save this image with green color. So in this way, you can have 4 different image with 4 different shoe color. So this is your class project, or you can consider this as your homework. Let me show you my output. Okay, here is my output, and I saved the output with the PDF and doc file. So here is the purple shoes, here is the green shoes, here is the pink shoes, and finally here is the blue shoes. So you have to create 4 different color of shoes, and then you have to save it with 4 different image in JPEG format, and then you can share your output or share your class project in discussion or in project section. So once again, I'm requesting you to please share your class project or output file along with me so I can take a look. I'm really waiting to have a look at your work.